So since booking is a lifeline of your business, the first thing that you really need to start with is a booking list. And as I was sharing on the leadership call, I believe that you need to have an ever-running booking list. I think get yourself a little notebook, one that you can stick in your, just a little spiral notebook. You know, sometimes you can pick them up for 25 cents around, but just the little ones that you can keep in your purse, because you never can think of who to book when you sit down to book. It's just the way it is. So if I told you right now, come up with who booking names, your mind would probably just go blank. But I am going to give you some ideas. So if you have a pen and a paper handy, it might stimulate some ideas of who to book. But I want you to have a running list all the time in your purse. So when you're out and about and you see people, you're at church. Oh, okay. You see someone, you get out of church, you write it down. You are at the post office, you see someone and you think of somebody, write it down. So then when you sit down to book, you already have that list. And it's got to kind of be a living list, always rotating, always changing. And I'm going to talk about the process of booking, because today there's a process of booking it's a balance between texting and messaging and phone calling. It's a balance. It's kind of a rotation balance. And we're going to talk about how that works. So first I want to talk about, who do you book? Okay. So first thing that I want you to think about is, of course, people in your personal, your friends, your family members. Those are the immediate people that you want to think about booking, because those are the people that you can basically say, if you love me, you're going to do this. and they will, because, they love you. So you just say, I need to practice. I need to borrow your face. I need to see 30 faces. Whatever you want to say, they're going to help you out. It doesn't matter what you say. You can stumble through whatever, but because they love you, they're going to do this. So that's your first kind of your direct circle. But what I want you to realize is that you have a circle beyond that circle. That starts reaching out to the people that you work with. And then the people that like your kids' circles of influence, or your husband's circle of influence. So you start reaching out to that. I will tell you what, those are the best resources for you. When my boys would bring home a name, or my husband would bring home a name, and I called them and I said, oh, Dustin just told me I needed to meet you. I would love to pamper you. It was like, oh, okay. Or like their teachers, their friends' moms. I mean, I really worked their friends' moms. And then as they got older into high school, then I worked their friends' friends, are like because they're boys, So I worked their friends, their girlfriends, not their girlfriends, but their girlfriends. Did that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you guys are understanding me. Now I know, Lisa, you have girls, so that you can really work their friends. And then their moms, and then their moms who they're working with, and then their friends and relatives. I mean, that's how you grow. In a networking class I took in college, they said that one person can lead you up to 500 people. Now, you might not believe that, but I got one referral. I also believe that you should play this game. Play this game that you don't give money until you get something back. So, for instance, Lori Langen, who is an offspring director, my catalog offspring director of mine, I got her name because her brother came to sell us fire alarms. And I liked the fire alarms. They were very expensive, but I decided I was going to get these fire alarms, but I wasn't going to pay for these fire alarms. He was going to pay for these fire alarms somehow, some way. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When Trump makes crazy statements, and he says something like, I'm going to have somebody else pay for it. What he means is he's thinking that in a business mind, that you get somebody else to pay for it. So I sat there with my checkbook open, and I did not write the check until he gave me referrals. So when it was Dale, who do you know? And at that point, I thought I was moving. I was in Fremont. I thought I was moving to Grand Island, and I was trying to bridge the gap between Fremont and Grand Island. So I was thinking Columbus. I didn't know I was going to end up living in Columbus at one point in time. But so I said, Dale, who do you know? Because he told me he was from that area. Who do you know in that area that would be good at doing what I do? And I sat there with my pen on top of my checkbook until he gave me a list of names. One of those names was his sister, Lori Langen. Lori Langen is a Cadillac director. I have not figured up recently, but about 10 years ago, I figured up how much money she has added into my family income, and it was $250,000.
Wow.
Speechless.
Awesome.
Okay. Because not only is Lori Langen a Cadillac director, but she led me to people who 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 led me to people. Okay?
Chain reaction.
So sometimes we have a tendency to concentrate on the ones that didn't do anything or didn't lead us to all those people. But really, there's always that one person that leads you to somebody who leads you to somebody to lead you to somebody to lead you to somebody. So I want you to remember that, to always, like even when you're in a store, have your card ready, have an electronic card ready. If you have a connection with somebody, then just say, I would love to pamper you with a beauty treatment. What would you prefer? A microdermabrasion, detox and rejuvenation, or a facial peel? I want you to get that to where that rolls off your tongue, because what you're doing is you're not asking them for the booking. You're asking them for what type of treatment that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Now that assumes the booking. So assume the booking. So many times consultants take the stance that they are asking them to do something for them. No, you are doing something for that person. You are giving them a free beauty experience, that if they went in a free treatment, that if they went into a salon to get done, it would cost them anywhere between $75 and $150. And you're giving that to them. So think beyond that. And then once they say, oh God, I think I would really like to have a peel. Well, great. You know, do you have a couple friends that you think would enjoy that also? You certainly can share that. You certainly can share that. Can you hear the difference between how that is? See, what you just, no matter what you're doing in business, I think sales have gotten a bad rap. I think business has gotten a bad rap. But really, what business is and what sales are. Sales, if you're a mom, you are a really good salesperson, because you sell that child on thought, on your way of life and your thoughts. You are the ultimate salesperson. Really, only a salesperson, what they do is they find a need and they satisfy it. And right now, our society is hungry for treatments. They're searching the internet. They're trying stupid things from Pinterest. They're putting stuff on their face that's not good for them because somebody says it's good for them. They are searching. So you have a vehicle to pamper them and give them an opportunity to have those treatments in a safe way at home with you as a personal beauty consultant. You know, only the stars have personal beauty consultants, but you can offer that to the people around you. And I want you to elevate your thought process to what you are. You are a personal beauty consultant and a business coach. So not only are you a personal beauty consultant, but you elevate yourself then to a business coach as you bring people onto your team, and they follow you because you become a mentor. So you have a really you have a position to influence a lot of people, and it all starts with the booking and how you approach that booking. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as I'm talking about this, did people come to mind? Did you start thinking about people?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I was
Oh,
paying attention.
Lisa, you're so cute. I've just loved getting to know you, Lisa. You make me smile. I love
Welcome.
that. I love that. You just kind of have that joy. And even though you've been through the ringer, you still carry joy. So I want you to remember that, Lisa. You do. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about people who are searching for, or people that like to look good. Okay, number one. So write that down. I'm going to find people who like to look good. Sometimes you see somebody who wants to look good, but they're doing something that you're going, oh my gosh, they need help. You can't ever say that. You just say, oh, I see you really like makeup. I'd love to get your opinion on my products. That's how you handle that. But I want you to think about how in all areas of life, I love the fact that Lisa, can I share what you?
Sure.
Okay. Lisa was at a function with her dad, and suddenly she just reached out to people around her. And by the time she got home, you had two names?
Well, no, one name from the meeting.
One
The
name
gal
from
that
the
was
meeting,
sitting next to me, I got her information. And so
and
I'm
then
going
one
to
on the way home when you stopped at Walmart.
and then it was at Walmart.
And
Yeah, the
so
gal.
you were just doing life. And that's what I want you guys to think of. You're just doing life. And when you're doing the life and you feel that connection, because you kind of feel that, we are chemically attracted to people. We have those people that we feel that connection to. And when you feel that connection to them, just reach out and play the game. I am not going to give my money out unless I have somebody else pay for it. So you look around and somehow you get something back. Okay. The other thing is, do not be afraid to use your products to get names. So when I started my business, my mom had facialed everybody that I knew. There were 3 women in the office that I started with, and then they referred me on, and they referred me on. I also got into some brides, and then they referred me on. But don't be afraid to use your products to do that. One of the things that I started very early is I don't discount products unless I get something. So I started very early in my business, and I was broke. So I had to cover the cost of my products. So I would do half price items because my product was covered. And so with 5 referrals, they would get a half price item. 5 referrals that actually came to fruition. So I also started in my reorder business. So when I handed out and I delivered products, I always put 5 cards. Now you can make a certificate now. I mean, now we have access to so many other things. You can make a certificate or you can do business cards, but I would always put 5 business cards in every reorder package that went out. And on the back of them, I would write their names. So for instance, if I left your cleanser off, Lynn, I would have 5 cards in there with Lynn Tank written on the back of the cards. And when I handed you your product, I would say, oh, Lynn, by the way, there's 5 of my cards in there with your name on it. Hand those to your friends, and if they call me and get together with me, you can have 10% off for each one that calls me off your next order. Now, I didn't care if I gave her order off. I gave her next order at 50% off because I just got 5 bookings. But,
So
usually on the average, she would 1 or 2, and I'd give her 20% off her next order. That didn't bother me because I had 2 new bookings. And so what happened was I really learned to work through my customers to get products. Now, I didn't come up with that on my own. Do you know how I came up with that? Is my husband referred me to a woman, and I facialed her, and she handed me her hairdresser's card and said, oh, if you take this in, I get 10% off my next cut or my next style. And it was like, oh, so I used it. And I thought, why not? Why am I not doing that in my business? So your best referrals are ones that call you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to have to call referrals. I'm telling you, you're going to have to call referrals. But the best ones are the ones that reach out to you because they're automatic bookings. So what if you had to give her 20% off if you got 2 new bookings? So what if you gave her 50% off her next order? If you gave her 50% off her next orders for the next 5 orders, guess what you're going to do? You're going to say, Lynn, do you realize that I have profited X amount of dollars just off your referrals? Is there any reason why you wouldn't like to service those people? Let's talk about a business. So then she's going, oh my gosh, she just profited $500 because I gave out her card to my friends. Why am I not servicing those people? And then very easily you start building your team right along with it because they see how their friends respond. And they also what happens is you get your clients talking about the products. Because one of the things that it is great that we've been around for 55 years. It is great. That means we have longevity. We have the money to invest in product lines that new companies do not. There's so many incredible reasons why it is powerful that we've been around for 55 years. Do you know there are very few companies that can say they've been around for 55 years? But there's one deficit. And do you guys know what it is?
Mm-mm.
People think we're their grandma's Mary Kay. And they don't until they put the products on their face. And then they go, oh my gosh. Okay, so let me give you a for instance. My son, there was one of my son's friends in college used to buy oil-free eye makeup remover from me. But not from me because she wouldn't let me call her. It would be through my son. So she'd buy her oil-free eye makeup remover through my son in college all the time, okay? And when I did try to call her, and she kind of like, Mary Kay, kind of, you guys ever get that? Mary Kay, I'm not going to, no, I use X and X, or I use X and X. So since that, she's used a lot of products. And she happened to come, but yet I've lost contact with her, and, but she happened to walk into one of my new consultants' first beauty experiences that I was doing for her. Walked in, and she sat down, and she was using Roden & Fields, and she said it was, she said that she was somewhat happy with it, but it was really expensive, and, she was spending $200 every 2 months on her skincare. And that's what, so she was sharing that with me. And then she was saying, and I'm just not happy with this. And I'm dealing with this. And she was telling me about all these problems. And so I sat down, we customized skincare for her. She actually stayed after the beauty experience because she wanted more information about skincare and about makeup and all of this. And she actually texted me and said, do you mind if I refer Mary Kay on to some of my friends? Because my skin has never felt like this, ever. Now, the thing is, you just got to get it on their face, right? And then if you cultivate that with them and get them talking about it with their friends, because we talk about what we love, right? I mean, if we find a great sale, we talk about it.
Right.
We have a great hairdresser, we talk about it. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we just need to get them talking about Mary Kay and the experience. The other thing that she said to me before she left is she said, I've never had a beauty experience like this before. And she used those terms, not me. She said, I've never had a beauty experience like this before. Nobody else has ever taken the time to put it on my face and teach me how to use it. Because they can't get that at a cosmetic counter. They can't get that online. You know, all these other companies are saying, oh, you can just sell online, but you can't get the beauty experience online. They can't get your personal beauty consultant experience online. They can only get that sitting in front of you. So use those terms of treatments, beauty experience. It's what they're searching for. And then they're going to say yes. And they're going to be excited about it. Don't even use the terms of hostess, be a hostess, or hostess credit. What you're going to do is you're going to use the terms that for sharing your beauty experience with your friends, you get to choose $75 for 35 or $125 for 35, depending on how many people. So use the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum packages because it speaks to them. They know exactly what they're getting. And it speaks to them because people like packages. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want your questions about booking. So what is your biggest, like if you think about booking, what is your biggest hang up in your head, or what are you most worried about with booking?
You don't know my biggest fear, Mary Beth?
Yes, Erica, what's your biggest fear?
Messing up.
Messing up?
Okay, so yes, you and Leah and Jessica and everybody else see that I'm freedom and flexibility, I'm a people person skills and all that, but I have that shyness to me that I don't share, and it's standing up in front of people, that fear of standing up and talking to other people. But I guess is knowing that yes, I know the products, but it's like I don't have anybody else to cover me, and if I do something wrong, I'm gonna feel bad.
Like what could you do wrong? Put this on, take that off. How does it feel?
Well, like, okay, I don't know. It's just like that negative aspect, I guess.
So are you afraid that someone's going to ask you a question or say something that you can't handle?
Probably, yeah, I would say that.
Because you're a little bit of a perfectionist.
Very OCD.
I noticed that, did you?
I'm like Jessica.
Okay, so I just want you to, it's okay not to know everything. Now, I'm telling you from somebody who likes to know everything, it's okay not to know everything. So
Okay.
This is what I had to do when I started, because I didn't know, I still don't know everything. And sometimes somebody can stump me. But, you know, I do take responsibility for me learning a lot about things and about products, and that's good, but you don't have to know that. So if somebody asks you something, or you're in a situation that you don't know, this is what you say. You say, wow, Erica, I don't know that, but I certainly can find out and I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Because people respect you for that.
Right.
You know what? But I have resources. Say, I have resources.
Well, that's what I kind of used to. I'm like, okay, this is where I think we're going to go for this direction, but let me double check with my director, and I'll get back with you. It's what I've been kind of using. Like, for instance, my sister Tammy and her reaction. I reached out to you and Leah, and it turned out Leah's steps of what to do for Tammy. Tammy did it, and it worked.
Great.
It's not the charcoal she's allergic to. It's the moisture renewing that reacts to her rosacea.
The moisture renewing gel. That makes sense because, the bentonite clay is just really such a calming product, and have not seen anybody react to that. And if she needs to rejuvenate, she might try the C serum or the C square, because C, again, is a very benign product. Very few people react to it, and it has such potency with the skin. I've seen really great results with rosacea with that. So that might be, if she needs rejuvenation after the charcoal mask. Some people don't need that. Some people are oily enough.
Leah told her to do the charcoal and the tea and leave her rosacea spots alone, and then do her botanical hydrate. And she said she did it. What day did she come over? She did it Wednesday. So she did it Thursday night, and she said it worked a lot better. She doesn't have that burning or any irritation. So,
and
my brother-in-law is allergic to the charcoal mask. He put it on and had an instant reaction.
Wow. Maybe it's the rosemary or the mint.
It's something in there that he hasn't figured out what it is.
Mm-hmm. I bet it's like rosemary or mint or something like that. The thing about it is, there's going to be a percentage of people that can't use a product. I cannot use everything in our line. I cannot use our oil-free eye makeup remover. It kills me. It is like, everyone loves our oil-free eye makeup remover. It's the number one eye makeup remover in the world.
Yeah.
And I can't use it.
Much.
I like to pretend I can use it, and I think, okay, after a year or so, you know what, I bet I'm not really allergic to that, and I use it, and I'm really allergic to it. But that doesn't mean it's a bad product. It's the number one eye makeup remover in the world. And so we all have sensitivities to things, and people can react to things, but you have a full medical staff behind you. So you not only have me, you not only have your recruiter, but you have a full medical staff. So you can always say, I have resources. And if I need to, I will go to our medical staff. And you know what that does is that instantly takes away their fear. For them to know that you got backing. So you don't have to know everything. And also know that it's only about 2% of the population that have an issue with a product. So when you have but you might catch one of those 2%, and then you have to reach out and reach up. And you never want to minimize. So this is what I learned. And this is how you can take the way of fear, is if something happens, you just say, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Let's figure this out. Because you know what? It's going to be important for you to know. Because if you're allergic to this product, you're allergic to an ingredient that's going to be in something else. So we need to figure it out. And I'm on your side. They just need to know you are on their side. People just need to know you care. People don't really, people care less about how much you know and more about how much you care. And if you can put that into all of your appointments, whether you're booking or whether you're not, that's why I think when you book, it's so easy to say, I would love to offer you a free beauty treatment. What would you like? What you're doing is you're instantly putting this, you're instantly giving to her. You're instantly giving to her. You're not asking her for a booking. You're giving her a treatment. And it completely turns that around. Does that take some pressure off?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Lynn, tell me what is your biggest issue when it comes to booking?
Getting not the right words out or stumbling, I would say.
Well, I have to tell you, sometimes what I think and what comes out of my mouth are two different things. Does that ever happen to you? It's like sometimes my brain doesn't connect with my mouth. I don't know why, but sometimes it doesn't. But you know what? Everybody can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to tell you, Erica, if you're having a hard time standing and at a party, because I'll tell you, I did that. I'm a very confident person when I know what I'm doing, but I get nervous in front of people. Okay?
Right.
I still get nervous before most appointments. I do, because I really want, once I get started and once I get into them and I get out of my head,
You're
then
more
my
relaxed.
nerves go away. So what I learned, Erica, is I started sitting down and talking
Okay.
with them instead of standing and talking over them. Now I can stand and talk and, walk around the table and make them feel comfortable, and I can do that. But when I was a new consultant, I could not.
Which
So
I
sat
shouldn't
and I
have
talked
this
with them.
fear. I shouldn't have this fear with my own in-home business.
But you know what? It's not. It's just those are just things that we have to overcome and find a way. And if sitting there talking with them, because you don't have a problem talking with people, Erica.
No.
No, she
But
don't.
maybe But, so talk with them instead of at them.
Okay.
Doesn't that take some pressure away?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Lynn, you know me too well already.
Me?
So Lynn, when you're sitting with them, just talk with them. Because you know
That's what I did yesterday, and told her a little bit about the products, and
Mhm.
you know,
Exactly.
that's what I did yesterday.
I guess, I
We
mean,
had to be, we couldn't be in our break room. We had to be in an office. It was ridiculous.
I guess when I had that one-on-one with my other sister, Jen, we did it at my kitchen table, and I just threw everything at the table. She's like, "Here, just give me your stuff and just let me do it." I'm just like, "That's
Good.
You know,
Okay,
you-
good. Okay.
The thing about it is,
But
you need to know
I
how to
had a
do a
notebook.
skincare class, or you need to know how to present a beauty experience.
Cool.
And it
Yes,
never
I
goes
mean,
that way
we
anyway.
talk about it.
Yeah, it never goes that way. You just have to have enough confidence to go with it.
Right. Because
You
we
know?
talked about the basics, and then we went into their stuff, and I had a notebook watching her what she was doing. I'm like, okay, she grabbed this item, write it down. She grabbed this item, write it down. So
Good idea.
So
yeah.
just get more
And it
comfortable
turned into this much of a paper to this much.
of everything that she wants.
Yes.
And Lynn, what I admire about you is you have learned how to incorporate your business into your job. I mean, to do it at break time or at lunchtime. I mean, how wonderful to do that, and you're making money while you're taking your lunch hour. I mean, I think that's you need to get. I mean, that's good.
I know. I need to get more women from.
I have a family. I have to have 3 families. One of them's a single dad. You know how hard it is to approach him with the makeup or the skincare, or okay, not the makeup, but.
But I also know that single dad knows women. They know women. All men have women in their lives.
Yeah. So for
And
example,
don't be afraid to ask for who they know.
yeah, for example, with my parents for Christmas, I gave them samples. Like the moms, I gave them the satin hand sample. This dad, I gave him a sample of a cologne.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, so because not only are men great products, as Leah, your recruiter, knows, she's got a lot of men clients. Men are great clients, but they also are great referral sources. So,
yeah.
Okay, Lisa, what's your biggest fear?
Well, I just got my products in a day or 2 ago.
Woohoo! Time.
I just feel like I don't know them well enough to present them.
Okay.
And I want to be able to feel comfortable doing that in front of people. So I'm
Lisa,
been a little hesitant.
We
And I
talked
work
about you need to be you need to be your own best customer right now, right?
Yeah, I just need to use the stuff.
Yes.
I've used it for decades, but not some of these other, like the facial peel and all that. So I just don't know much about it at all yet. So,
but you know the cleansing products, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're offering them a deep cleansing treatment, even if you're just doing skincare. Mm-hmm. So tell me what products you're on, Lisa.
Well, I've used the botanical line and then now the Time Wise line.
Okay. And how are you liking the Time Wise line?
I like it.
Good.
And I did get the renewal
Okay.
now too, but I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. And you've done the charcoal mask?
Nope, not
Okay.
yet. Will.
Okay. So
Except tonight.
tonight before you go to bed, Lisa, I want you to give yourself a beauty experience. This is what
Okay.
I want you to use your 3-in-1 cleanser. And then I want you to put the charcoal mask on.
Hmm.
I want you to let that set for 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Take that off. I want you to put the gel moisture renewing
Yep.
mask on. Let that sit for about 10 minutes. The first time you do that, I want you to take it off. Okay.
Okay.
You can eventually leave that on, but the first time I want you to take it off, just
Okay.
because I always like to make sure, because that does go deep, and some people, you'll feel a little tingle, okay, as
Okay.
that's moving into the skin. And then finish with your night solution and your moisturizer. And I want you to text me tomorrow when you wake up
Okay.
how your skin feels. Okay. Now the
I'll
other
tell
thing
you.
is, I want you. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to back up. I want you to get out a C-square.
Oh yeah, I got those too.
Okay. So then after you take the gel mask off, I want you to take that C-square. I want you to reconstitute it in your hand with water and put a couple squirts of
Okay.
your night solution in it, mix it up, and put your night solution on that way. And then your moisturizer.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Now eventually I'm
do
going to
that.
move you into some other serums, but right now I want you to experience that.
Mhm.
So a lot of times we maybe try to get them with the C-squares, and we're trying to get them on another serum. Get them just on that C-square first, and then eventually move them into another serum if they need another serum, whether it's the tone correcting. I personally love doing the C-square with the tone correcting serum. I just love the way that goes in. I love the way it feels, but I love the tone correcting serum. I think everybody should be on tone correcting serum. I think it is a beautiful product. I think Serum C is a beautiful product. Of course, I think serums are beautiful products. I use them all. That has nothing to do with booking, but you know, when you're approaching 60, you have to just use everything, right?
Approaching 60, but you look younger.
Thanks,
Yes.
Erica. That's why I love you. Okay, so
That's my birthday's coming up, and I don't look my age.
well, you know what? We should never look our age, right?
No, I get
No.
carded, and it makes me feel good.
I can't say I get carded anymore, but
Yeah. I
Neither do I.
not unless it's a mandatory card. You know, sometimes I just go someplace that's mandatory. Okay. The biggest thing that I want you to realize about booking is it's just a conversation. Don't get yourself hung up about it. But what I do want you to realize that booking, you have to play the numbers. To hold 5 beauty experiences, you have to book 8. To hold 8, you have to book 12. It's just the way it is. If you book 20, you're going to hold 15. It maybe 13. Don't get yourself to where you rely on one appointment, because one appointment will postpone and then you'll be disappointed. People will disappoint you. Those of us, you know, if you've been around for a while, you know people will disappoint you, but numbers will not. That's the difference between your business head and your female heart. Because as women, we have this female heart, and you use that to book. You use that to offer your experiences and your treatments to people. But you use your business head to play the numbers. And if you do that, if you can get that balance, then you can be successful. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's a couple things that I can tell you. You should ask for people's time. You need to let them know that you're excited. You know, I'm really excited. I have a new beauty treatment that I want to treat you to. I have this new beauty experience I'd love to share with you. So you need to be excited. You need to portray that in your voice. I remember when I was I'm kind of not a real high I person. If you know the DIS personality, D is kind of a dominant personality. I is that excited kind of cheerleader, be around people personality. S is a very steady, very family orientated, very relationship orientated person, and a C is a very detailed person. So if you know that, I'm a D. I'm like, I like to be in control. I like to know where I'm going. I don't, and so I had to cultivate those other parts of my personality. So my voice didn't ever sound real exciting.
Yeah, my voice doesn't sound exciting.
So I remember my director at the time said, "Mary Beth, run up and down the steps. Then maybe you'll be excited."
No, you'll be out of breath and you
Yeah.
can't speak at all.
He said, "Okay, stand up and book. Book standing up because you'll sound more excited when you book. And make sure you're smiling. So put a mirror in front of you. Because if you can convince the person in the mirror, you can convince the person on the other side of the phone. And the thing about it is people can hear a smile.
Oh yeah.
So put a mirror in front of you, and then you're relating to somebody who's nice." So those are a couple of hints. The other thing is always give them a choice when they're booking. Don't say, "When can we get together?" Always say, "I'm scheduling for this week or next. Which is better for you?" Okay. Once you get her down to a week, then you go, "I have X open or Y," or you can go to first of the week or the end of the week. Again, give her a choice of two. Then you go down to, "Okay, I have this time or this time open. Which would be better for you?" And guide her into your date book. See, when I go to get my hair cut, nothing drives me nuts. When I call to get an appointment, now I just have a pre-booked appointment, but nothing used to ever drive me more nuts than when I would call them and say, try to book a time, and they say, "When do you want to come in?" "Well, now, because I'm calling you, right?
Right?
They say, "When do you want to come in?" "Well, okay, we don't have that time open." "Well, tell me when you have open," right?
Right.
So busy people like to book with people that are busy. So pretend you're busy. You have lots on your schedule. They don't have to know if it's Mary Kay or not. Take your date book and block out where you want to work your business, and then give her those choice of those two times. Now, if you need to make a different time, and if she says, "Well, those times don't work, but this does," well, then you can choose whether you want to go that time and arrange that into your schedule or not. But I want to explain why. So Lisa, if I said, "Next week I want to get together with you, when can we do that?" Where does your head go? What do you start thinking about?
I start thinking about, okay, when am I free? I mean, you just start thinking about what you got going on in the evenings, because obviously during the day doesn't work.
Okay,
So you can kind of narrow it down to an evening.
Right. So you started thinking about what you had going, right? Next week,
Right.
you started thinking about where you were booked, and suddenly your brain goes to, "I'm busy
Yeah.
because I have this, this, and this." But if I say, "I have Wednesday evening or Friday evening open," where does your brain go?
Well, Wednesday evening I'm booked because I'm coming to Lincoln to see you.
But your brain goes to those two time slots, and then
instead of the whole 5 or 7 days.
Right. You see, "Oh, I'm either booked both those time slots or I have one free." And what you do is you start looking for the free space instead of the busy space.
Yeah.
In your brain. Because our brains are like, "Eh." Okay, so you need to guide them. And that's all the way through when we do our set closes. Remember when I did the bag and you take the decisions away from them, because we only can make so many decisions. And you want to help them make the decisions. You want to take their brains where they're free. So all the way down to the time is 6:30 or 7 o'clock, which is better. Instead of saying, "What time do you want to get together?" Because if you say what time, she's got to think. What time is good? What time is good? She's got to think. Don't let
Mhm.
her have to do that. You take that burden off of her and you give her choices. So that's the only, I mean, I don't believe in scripts. I've given you all scripts, and if you need a script, take a script, rewrite it into your words, then say it out loud enough to where it becomes you. Okay?
Mhm.
So if you feel you need words, then I want you to call me and I can give you words.
Mhm.
Okay? But I'm telling you, I just want you to be you. Use the tools. Be excited. Offer them. Use the current terms of what people are looking for. Beauty experience, treatments, and then give them choices. And I will tell you, it doesn't matter what else you say or how you say it. If you're excited, if you give them choices, if you take away the burden of them having to think, and instead you're just giving to them through that whole phone call, you will book. Those are the keys to booking. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Does it take some pressure away?
Sorry.
I just need to do it.
Just be you. All three of you on this call, I know already are relationship builders because I've seen each one of you in environments to where you, Lynn, I saw you with your friends and they came that night because of you. And same thing with you, Erica. I've seen you in your home. People come because of you. And Lisa, I saw instantly when you came to career conference how everyone in the unit started gravitating towards you right away. So I know you're a relationship builder. So all three of you have those qualities. Just use that to pour into people. And when you pour into people, they will forget any mistake you make. They won't even remember it because all they really will remember is how you made them feel. That's it. That's it. So if you remember that in all aspects of your business, how am I making them feel? That's all that matters. You can put everything on in the wrong order. You can forget. I remember when I was in DIQ, that was back when we had a 5-step skincare similar to the botanicals, and I had a new consultant I was training with me, and we went through everything, and I was reviewing what they did at night, and I got to the freshener, and you use this, and they're going, we didn't use that. Ooh, oops. Who cares? Oh, okay. Well, we need to use this because, who cares? So I made a mistake. I mean, if you guys watched me, I never do anything the same twice. And I usually mess up at some point in time. Oh, well. You know what? If you put something on and you put the wrong foundation color on, you say, oh, I think we can do better. If they don't like it, say, oh, I think we can do better. Let's schedule another time. I just appreciate you helping me learn. Okay?
I did a mistake once. I'll admit it.
Once.
Once.
Well, do tell.
We want to know your mistake. Hey, we want to relish that you make a mistake too.
Never. I personally do not use the day solution because I feel it's too much of the SPF with my skin. So with my sister Tammy, when we were trying out her, her cleansing and all that, I totally spaced out the day solution because I don't use it.
And that can happen. I couldn't use the day solution for a lot of years until they changed the formula. And so sometimes there is a product that you can't use. And so then you're going to use something to substitute, like the primer to get your SPF, or you're going to substitute something else. And when we talk about those situations, we know those are real situations that's why you are a beauty consultant. Because then if they say, you know what, I feel too heavy with the day solution. Well, some people during the summer can just use the day solution and they don't need their moisturizer during the summer. They need to just use their moisturizer at night because they're a little bit more oily, but they really do need that protection of the day solution. So if they have to choose between one or the other, then have them use the day solution with the oil mattifier over it during the summer and skip the moisturizer during the day. you know what? They're still getting what they need. So that's why you're a beauty consultant. That's why you can call me. That's why we can call the company. And there is nothing written in stone. You create a recipe for your clients, and that's okay. You always start with the basic chocolate cake recipe.
Yep.
And then sometimes you're going to add vanilla, or sometimes you're going to take out one egg or whatever. But that's what you're going to do. And you don't have to worry about being perfect all the time, because you're going to end up changing the recipe anyway.
Right.
Okay? So you listen, respond, listen, respond. And booking is just a conversation. So I just want you guys to all set a goal for me. How many bookings are you going to, a goal that you're going to get in the next, you don't have to hold them in the next week, but how many bookings would you like to get in the next week scheduled on your books? Lisa?
6.
6. Okay. So 6 scheduled on your books. Excellent. Excellent. Erica, how many on your books?
2.
2.
Well, I had the 2 working on my other sisters.
Okay.
But
Okay.
actually, no, 4 because of her and her coworker. Oh my God.
Okay. So I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you a little bit harder. Okay. I want you've got 2 on your books. I want you to set a goal to at least get 4 more on your books.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay? Breathe.
Okay.
Erica, breathe. Breathe. You held your breath for a moment. I saw that. Lynn,
No.
how many bookings are you going to set to get on your books?
I have 3.
Okay.
I have one booking with 2
Okay. 2 people coming.
2 people coming, and then I want to get 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
2 more bookings.
Okay. We're going to push that to 3.
3.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. There's people I
I'm
gotta
always
talk
just
to
like
at work.
moving you a little bit beyond what you think you can do.
I do have a question for the Thursday night booking.
Yes.
She has eczema,
Yes.
and so would the repair be good for her?
Eczema is an interesting animal because everybody's eczema is different, but actually the repair should be good for her because of the retinol.
Drying.
Yes, and eczema is usually a problem with exfoliation, and that's why it starts gathering and they start having skin issues. But again, you just have to tell her you're there. It's 100% guaranteed, and in principle, the repair should work with her eczema. So in principle, but just know that every skin condition is so personal. And so if she's feeling something, then we work with her. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There's another product that even if that doesn't feel like that's enough moisture, she can always use the Intense Moisturizer even over the night cream. So in the extra things, there's that pink cream and purple cream. One's the Intense Moisturizer and one's oil-free hydrator. So that works well over the night cream. Now, as we're going into summer, that's probably not going to be an issue. Sun helps with eczema, and also the summer helps with that. But through a season change, they sometimes have problems. It stimulates it. So she can get on a good skincare line that levels that out so she doesn't experience the trauma of the season change as much. She can keep her eczema at rest a little bit longer. And that's why it's so important for somebody with that to get on a good skincare line.
If you need work, also, Lynn, if you need work tips, I'm new to eczema due to my daughter. She, as an infant, she has severe, to where we thought she was allergic to her blankets, her clothing, polyester. So we actually went to a dermatologist. She's actually severe eczema. So if I know all about it now, we have certain things that we can and cannot use on her.
Mhm.
Okay.
She's my high dollar daughter.
My son has plaque psoriasis. It was eczema when he was a child, but now plaque psoriasis. And one of the things we used to do, because you know how they open up their arms and they weep, on their arms. I used to put extra emollient. When they get out of the bathtub, don't dry them. Then you put either like the hand softener or the extra emollient night cream on it. And then if you just wrap it in saran wrap for about 10 minutes, have them sit there, take it off. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
We do baby oil in her water when she takes a bath. When she's really dry and all that, we do baby oil.
So, it is just severe dry skin. And then what happens is it kind of can't exfoliate, and then it creates trauma in that area, and the skin opens up. So that's basically what's happening with eczema.
So don't do the mask on her?
The mask won't hurt her. The mask is fine.
Okay.
The mask is fine. Yeah.
All right.
In fact, I've seen with Drew's plaque psoriasis, actually the mask helps with the inflammation. So, and plaque psoriasis is kind of like the next generation of eczema. So
the older stage
is interesting. So, okay. Any other questions before I leave you?
Yes.
Yes.
You mentioned that you put 5 business cards in your customers' order bags.
Yes.
Why do you put their name on it?
Because when their customer brings that to me, and then I know it came from them.
Okay. So you just take your own personal business card and just write their name on it, and then, okay.
And then I have them hand it out.
Okay. Because I just been putting a card in.
Because one is just one. But you know what? If they hand out 5, then you're more likely to get at least one to call you back, right?
Right.
So play the numbers. Play the numbers. Now, I thought originally, okay, this is my personality. Well, if my hairdresser did 5, if that hairdresser did 5, because then she gave me 5 cards, and I found myself giving those out. Why don't I do 10? It doesn't work. And overwhelms your customers. I tried it. Don't do it. Stick with 5. 5, they'll hand out your card. 10, they'll ignore them because it's like it's too much for their brain.
Okay.
So, isn't that interesting? I always like to push it just a little bit. Just like I pushed your bookings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3, right?
3. So we have 6, 4, and 3.
What number was I again? Okay.
Okay. Hey, I want you guys to know I'm here for you. I hope you guys can make it either the 20th or the 21st of April.
I'll be the 21st, but not my birthday.
You're not coming on your birthday? I don't understand why not.
Anthony has a work event going on.
I know. Lynn,
So
if you're coming into town, I have room here. So,
okay.
Just know that if you have like guests in Omaha, I recommend that you bring them to Stacey James. I will tell you why. Because Stacey James is, she's actually been on the motivational speaker tour. She's very inspirational. And whoever you bring will feel lifted whether they decide to do Mary Kay or not. But I'm going to tell you what, if you bring 2 guests, you'll probably recruit at least 1. If you bring 4 guests, you'll probably recruit at least 2. So it's just because she has a wonderful way of getting out our Mary Kay environment quickly to them. I know that you got to see Stacey James, Lisa, at her conference.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of know she does have that type of charisma.
Yes, she does.
And we don't get her in Nebraska here very often anymore. So just think of who in your life likes to be inspired and bring them. And then what I want you to do if you're coming on Saturday, I want you to bring, of course, your mirror and tray because you have to see yourself. And I want you to bring the makeup that you're using. I want you to bring your brushes. And I might push you beyond that and have you try some additional new colors. But I will have like colors at the studio. But I want you to.
I will admit she will push you in your comfort zone.
I didn't understand. Say that again.
She will push you out of your comfort zone.
I'll push you out of
My
your comfort zone with
first-
your makeup. Yeah.
You were breaking up there before. I couldn't tell what you said.
You're fine. My first meeting that I went to was a beauty meeting. And she's like, all right, Erica, let's go put some lipstick on. I'm like, all right. So I'm going through a lipstick. Okay, I remind you, I was never a lipstick girl. She goes, I want you to put red on.
Yeah, I don't like red.
You know, there's a reason why I make you guys put red on. So, you know, I'm a strategist. So the reason why I make you put red on is it's the boldest of all colors.
It
First
is.
of all, red is an energy color, and it instantly empowers you. But once I put red on you, and even if it's shocking and you can't handle it, then at least you go to color.
Yeah, because after that day, because you put on your favorite, I don't remember what it was. Scarlet.
Please.
Nope, Scarlet.
Oh, Scarlet. I have Scarlet on right now, by the way.
I know.
Mhm.
I felt like it was too much. It was too bright with my skin complexion.
Hmm.
So I went to Red Smolder. And I love it. My next favorite one is Berry Culture, which I have Berry on right now.
Which is beautiful on you. And a lot of times we kind of get stuck in, and okay, so and the reason I do that is because I wasn't a lipstick person and I always wore neutral colors.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will tell you that lipstick is the thing that's going to brighten your eyes the most. And those are things that I'm going to teach you on Saturday. I'm going to teach you about lip shape and how to put it on to wear, because sometimes we don't use lip stick because we don't like our lip shape. But by the way, Lisa, I am like envious of your lip shape. I'm just telling you, I have some lip envy going on right here.
Really?
I notice lips. I mean, I like lips. And Lynn has a bow that, you know,
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what you have and how to enhance what you have. And then if you have wimpy, thin lips like me, which none of you do, I'll show also you'll be able to see how you can build a lip when you don't really have lips. And then we're going to talk about what colors to use for different types of coloring, things like that. We're going to talk about contouring. I want you to experience contouring on your face. And the benefits of having lots of consultants doing it is you're going to see contouring on other faces. So sometimes when we do contouring on ourself, we have a tendency to see it right away. But then we don't notice it when we look at somebody else. It's just like, oh, I can see how that creates that look. So it's going to be very interactive. You will be working for, I mean, it seems like 3 hours with makeup is a long time, but I'm going to tell you it's not, because you're going to be learning so much. And it's going to be total hands-on learning.
So come naked Saturday morning.
Yeah, come naked Saturday morning. It's 9 o'clock. You guys don't have anything going before 9 o'clock, do you? I mean, you can put your makeup on if you don't want to leave the house naked, but if you don't care, come naked.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the dress code?
Saturday dress code will be casual because we don't have any customers there, so you can come casual.
Okay. And when is
My favorite.
James?
When?
When is Stacy James?
Stacy James is Friday night.
Oh,
my
Friday
gosh.
night?
Friday night. It's at the Regency, the Marriott Regency Hotel, which is right off Dodge Street, like 100 and or about 90th and Dodge, the Regency area. That's where she will be, and I believe it starts at 7 o'clock. But
Okay.
check that information I sent out, that clip I sent out for sure. But I'm pretty sure it starts at 7 o'clock. But
Okay.
you're going to want to be there early because Stacy James fills up. But if you let me know you're coming, I will help save seats for you and any guests that you have. Okay.
Okay.
So just let me know how many seats that you need, and I'll help with that.
Okay.
Okey-doke?
Probably just one.
Okay.
One.
Yeah, you don't think you're going to be bringing a carload from Minden?
No.
You might be bringing a new team member. Who knows? Right?
Maybe.
Oh, and
Maybe.
before we hang up, Lisa,
Yes.
Sunday night, would that be a good time for us to do some on-the-phone interviews?
I think so.
Would you talk to your, like maybe if we could line up 3 Sunday
Mhm.
night, back to
Okay.
back. I think that would be a good learning experience for you.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll write
sounds
that
good. Just
down.
let me know. And we can just do a 3-way call.
3-way call.
Or we can
Okay.
do a Zoom if you want to see their faces. If you want to see your daughter's faces, that might be good. We
Yeah.
can do that too. So
Yeah.
give
I'll
that,
see
give
what
those
works for them. And then
Okay.
how much time do you want me to allow for each one?
You know, I
Half
like
an
to allow a half hour just because if
Just
they have
Go an
questions.
hour.
What? Well, sometimes
Go an
if they have
hour.
lots of questions.
She says 30, but go an hour.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes they have lots of questions.
We get to chit chatting.
45 minutes. How about 45 minutes?
Okay.
We'll compromise. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
We kind of got off subject, but I hope you all felt you learned something this morning.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Have a great week. Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.